Okay, that should be good now.
Let's hop in there then. Alright, I'll see you in the voice channel.
Yeah, you get the Twitch stream set up. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions about the UI or the general kind of look and feel of the front end, I can answer those while Star gets that set up. Alternative logos. So alternative logos is an interesting one. I think we could do it. It's just like kind of a matter of um, I kind of don't really like doing alternative logos because the theming like is designed to kind of make it your own, and I don't really feel like you can reflect that in custom profile pictures. So I kind of just let theme engines do their job because theme engines exist on jailbreaks, and it's pretty easy to just make a PNG, grab the bundle ID, just slap a theme together and use that instead. Or there's tweaks that just let you put an image as an app icon. Um, so it probably will just be the one logo, but again, it's jailbreaking. You're free to change that if you want. Uh, who named it Cheyote? That's a good question from Ivar. That was me. I named it after the plant, and then I was like, we should misspell this on purpose. So when you Google Cheyote, it's the only thing that comes up. Yep. Okay. Uh, Okay, this is a good one I kind of want to address. People in a piracy server claim that Cheyo got leaked in a Telegram. Have you guys even have a build distributed for it to be even remotely possible to have been leaked? No. There is like nowhere near a build that does that, like existing out in the
Even
wild.
yeah, our build internally doesn't even like
We
fully
still have Barry
have tweaks or anything.
as well. So like if a build does exist, quote unquote, it would just be a black screen. It's I pronounce it Cheyote. I know that's not how the plant is pronounced. That's just I've chosen that pronunciation. Deal with it. How long till tweak works and stuff? What do you think, Star?
Um, I guess I'm about to demonstrate that. Alright, I'm gonna set up the Twitch stream.
To Billy Big Bollocks. The question about why Cheo. Honestly, it was a dumb joke about Rootless that kind of caught on, and it went from there. Aaron, I don't remember how the plant's pronounced. All I know is it's different because someone gave me shit for it. Are you all burnt out with everything? Well, I am quote unquote retired. This is my last like project before that. So the kind of UI stuff is done on my side. So in terms of burnt out, I'm not really burnt out because I haven't been working on anything, if that makes sense, and I won't be working on anything. I'm just kind of here as like you know, this is the thing I've already made. I'm just talking about it for now, but going forward, I think it would probably be better to ask, Amy that question. Uh, okay. Bear in mind, if you were asking me questions, ask me UI and front end questions. If you were asking technical questions, direct those to Star. Okay. Uh, how you doing on that stream, by the way?
Um, I'm setting the resolution on my MacBook. Trying
Fair
to at
enough.
least. Um,
Okay, also this I feel like this should be a no-brainer. Questions of like when ETA are we're not gonna answer
yeah,
those
we're not
because
gonna answer ETA questions, if
okay.
anyone was wondering about that.
Okay, can someone ban Aaron? Thanks. Okay, Mitch says can we change the color and settings? Yep. There will be a color picker. Most likely Olderas. because I find the stock color picker takes up too much of the screen to actually see what you're doing. Um, so okay,
Okay, I think we should be good.
okay. As a coolstar.org.
It is twitch.tv/coolstar.org. Should be going live any time now. Okay, I think it's live.
Yeah, yeah, so we'll just give everyone a second to go on there.
That's on the core trust bug. Okay, so we are definitely using the core trust bug, and we might actually backport usage of it to iOS 14 and maybe even 13. Now, I guess since I mentioned iOS 13, so the thing that allows an untether on 14 is the combination of core trust bug and App Store fastpath. What that means is that the App Store fastpath skips AmpVD, which is the userline component that does signature checking, and that is not skipped on 13, which means that even though we can use the core trust bug, it will mostly be just so we don't have to use a like legitimate developer certificate or what was once a legitimate certificate. We can just generate our own. On iOS 14, though, we could actually make it untether with it. But
Star, you might want to disable chat on Twitch if you're not going to be looking at it.
how do I do that?
That is a good question. I think it's in the dashboard somewhere. You should do what I used to do under PC specs and just link to the buy page for a MacBook.
um, I do have
Uh,
a MacBook at the moment.
okay, so ZTO, will Cheyo have a 120 Hz UI? Yes, because I don't think I'm using any like things that are limited to 60 Hz. It should just be 120 Hz. There was also that weirdo bug on, I think it was like 15.0 to 15.1 where 120 Hz didn't work right on the 13 Pro. So that will be just a matter of if iOS decides it should be 120 Hz or not, I guess. Oh, that lasted till 15.3.1? Jesus Christ.
Just
Yeah, so in that
yes.
case, probably not because Apple. Thanks, Apple. Yeah, so there will be custom backgrounds and you won't be able to add preset themes, but you will be able to change the colors to whatever you want. Um, but yeah, that should be that.
Just
Okay,
make the chat unusable, even though I can't disable it.
that works.
Okay.
Um, okay, if you're gonna make a fake chair app which rickrolls you, just bear in mind we are gonna like disavow that immediately. That's got like nothing to do with us, and we would really prefer you didn't.
Okay, so I'm guessing everyone can see my screen now on Twitch.
Looks fine for me.
Awesome.
Also, I think you can set it to sub only mode, so people can only chat if they
I
sub to you.
did. It's
Oh,
set
okay.
to 3 months followers only and 120 seconds slow mode.
Oh,
So
damn.
yeah, good luck using it.
Okay.
Okay, so um, the UI for Coyote is actually extremely rudimentary. Um, like actually, I could show you the iPad too because this I got an AirPlay server running. um,
Reminder, if you are asking a technical question, please tag star.
uh, I guess it just decided no more MacBook, but um, if you're wondering what an actual jailbreak looks like in its early stages, it's literally just this.
This is actually an advancement from previous years. Previous years, it was just text. there wasn't a
Previous
button
years
behind
was
it.
just text. We went ahead and checked the box so it has a border, but that's it.
Big advancements in the jailbreak scene.
Yes. Um.
We call it minimalist design. That's what we call it.
Okay, my screen just blacked out. Give me a second.
The edges are still there, which is funny.
Oh, that's because I'm
Oh, is that a
airplane
border
mirroring
on the
it.
thing? Okay. Is that like an OBS background?
No, that's actually my PC background because I'm streaming it through my computer, my desktop before going to Twitch.
Grown man having a panic attack because there is anime on his screen. Good job, Aaron. Do you not jailbreak on physical phones? Yes, we do. This
We
is more
do.
for demonstration purposes.
Um, no, this is a physical device that I'm
Oh, is that?
jailbreaking.
Are you quick timing it? That you were showing it earlier?
Yeah,
Or is that?
I was. This is an AirPlay server. I'm airplane mirroring from my
Oh, my bad.
MacBook to my Windows PC.
Oh, because that looks just like simulator. I was so confused. I thought you were just
Okay,
simjecting.
so um, you can see it's now bootstrapping Precursus, and we now should have a Taring shell. Also, there's our neat little debugging thing. Guess I'll show you a little bit more. Um, you might notice that it's selected to network debug in Xcode. That's because um, you don't get to plug the US. You can't plug the device in through Lightning normally when you're debugging now because of the like Ethernet dongle. Though I know that network debug normally sucks on iOS, but I guess it's fine because it's Ethernet. So
Um, okay, so one person asks, what about having option for transparent tabs and buttons? One, the UI doesn't have tabs, so that's not really an issue. And I don't know what you mean by transparent buttons. Do you just mean no background? If so, then no.
okay, so um, this is a debug shell that you get prior to SSH running, as you probably noticed. There's um nothing in it, but I can start SSH now, and if I do read that into
I can only speak for myself. But this will definitely be my last. I don't know about Star. For Kermit asking if this is the last jailbreak we will work on.
going up to 15.3.1, but I don't think we'll do past iOS 15. Um, so yeah, I think 15 is going to be my last two, most likely.
Okay. Sure thing, Cameron, if you want. I mean, when you click at settings and the settings box, what? There is no settings box. I don't know what you mean. Settings is a whole other page. Okay. Where Neofetch? Again, that is a question for Star. Star is the one streaming. Uh,
Oh,
okay. I can confirm that there will not be a Linus background on this one. We only do one meme a year. The Linus meme was last year.
Linus meme was last year. Do you want NeoFetch or ScreenFetch? I guess NeoFetch, right?
Yeah, Neofetch on iOS.
Okay, so only thing is that
Is the tweak gonna work?
Precursus. Wait, is what gonna work?
Oh, never, because it's like a tweak install on iOS, isn't it? Does it work just on
Oh,
like
so
bash CSH?
Precursus repo is not up yet per rootless.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
about
a
to,
it's a
Okay,
bash
man.
script. Just download
yeah,
it
it's
from
a
the
bash
repo.
script.
Okay.
Or I do this.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You have VI.
I'm straight up just pasted all of NeoFetch into the yeah, Cameron, where's Ark? we need it. I'm just kidding, but you get the
Bloat.
idea. Darwin 21. This is iOS 15.01.
Also, can like I should we not change the Apple logo so it like has the colors of the old Apple logo? I feel like that
I
would be a cool thing to
imagine
do.
that this is probably the lack of awk.
Does it do that
Oh,
on
download from.
EFX on iOS by default? Or it's just white.
It's just Neofetch being weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's also because this is like upstream near fetch. You are looking at SSH running on iOS 15 right now.
When Cheyote release, will it fully release with all processors or the working ones? Then it's going to be updated. That I don't believe has been decided yet, right, Star?
There is a chance we might only support the newer devices initially. So A11 and up definitely. We might be able to do A10 and lower if we bring the other exploit. I'm gonna try and see if we can get byte copy working in A10. So I think it should work. It just isn't for some reason. Also, if anyone was wondering, yes, this is the M1 Mac that I got recently.
Cam,
It
are
has
you?
slept a lot.
I was just going to ask Cam, are you using a Mac or a Windows machine or what? Hazard asks, how
For
many
what?
jailbreaks have I contributed to? I have contributed to
I'm on
obviously
Discord
the.
on my phone.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would do it
Oh,
because
okay, that
I
makes
was
a
going
lot
to
of
tell you to
sense.
set your mic to your computer, but that is clearly not an option.
So if you're
But
on an iPhone, I think AirPods has a like proprietary protocol it uses, which should be better than
as
standard.
far as I know, using the mic on anything just immediately makes audio sound worse unless you're like on an actual call, like on a phone
Uh,
call. This guy again asked how many jailbreaks I contributed. Three, including well, four if you count Odyssey. Actually, no. Have I done anything for Odyssey Rain? Not really. Unless you count that's used, but
wait, for Odyssey
which
right now, I think you have the installer for Mac OS,
yeah,
right?
yeah, but Battle Gears. Yeah, so 3.5 we'll call it.
Oh, someone asked how the compilation times are for M1. Allow me to demonstrate. I will, and you'll get a sneak peek of the Tarin debug system as well.
Do I know about Tim Starr's plan to get Checkra to work on iOS 15? No.
So the way you build Tarin, so the base binaries are actually shared between iOS 13, 14, and 15, but not in the way that most people expect. So you cannot just take the 13 binaries and transplant them to 14, for example. You do actually need to like recompile it. That's why you'll see that I pass an argument to make that says, oh, the jailbreak is for 15. So compile for that. Um, this is an argument just so Ethernet debug is enabled. So I will grab the IP address. We got 216 and J7. And I also added time just so you can see how fast it is.
Also, to anyone who is not sure, we are streaming on twitch.tv/coolstarorg. Let me put that in the channel description. That might help some people.
Probably update the description.
And announcements too.
Yeah, that's also a good idea.
Yeah, so we tried streaming on Discord, but unfortunately there's a limit of 50, so we're using Twitch. You have it. 50 seconds.
I feel like I should let you at some point try this on my M1 Pro and see how much faster it is.
I suspect it might not be, simply because the build system is not very multi-threaded.
Oh,
Like,
it's
it
just
is a
single
little
threaded.
bit, but yeah, the compilation is not very optimized.
If you want me to try it on my brother's M1 Ultra 24 gig RAM, you can send me Jailbreak source code.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
I kind of wonder if I should have gotten the 16 gig model for the MacBook. I noticed it was swapping earlier, so I rebooted it.
Honestly, swap is pretty fast on M1 anyway. Well, if provided you don't have the new 256 M2 models, but
Oh yeah, no, I have the M1.
yeah, no, because I don't know if you know this. Basically, on the M1, the 256 models are two
They have
128 chips.
2 NAND chips, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
on
and on the
M2
new
it's
ones,
just
it's just
one.
one 256 chip, so it's half the speed.
Good thing I got the M1. I hear the M2 thermal throttles too.
It thermal throttles under pretty much the same conditions as M1. I don't know why everyone's making such a big deal about it. Computer without fan gets hot. Oh my god.
Yeah, mine's doing alright.
Like if you peg it at like 100%, it will get hot. It would like throttle after like 10 minutes, which if you're doing that on a
even
MacBook Air,
for
you probably need more than a MacBook Air.
even for compiling though, it's only like a burst of like a minute at a time that I would put under load. Okay, so there's some developer FAQ. So Claire D asks, okay, we talked about core trust. All right, set UID. So for iOS 15, if you're on 15.0 to 15.0 to 15.1, you can use set UID. It will continue working just like it did on iOS 14. I think for A11, for all devices, they should be able to have set UID if you're under A12. It's just if we ever do 15.2 and higher on A12, then there will be no set UID on those firmwares simply because Apple just doesn't allow patching that in kernel memory anymore. There is a workaround for that where you can use an entitlement. It is persona-mgmt. The only thing is that instead of set UID, you would want to POSIX spawn a binary as root. And that functionality should work everywhere, including all the way back to at least iOS 12, if not 11. The hook function does a recode sign the page. The original trampoline. So I've not quite implemented code signing pages just yet in iOS 15 because it seems we might be able to do without it for now. Though that might change between now and release. So the plan, if I do implement code signing, is that every single new page of memory that is generated will be signed with the certificate. This includes trampolines and pages that you're modifying. And potentially, if it runs on jailed iOS, then libhooker in a sideloaded environment will 100% sign all the pages because it has to.
I'm gonna be back in like 2 secs. I just need to reboot my Mac real quick.
successfully installed Cilio yet. No, but we could. Um, I do have APT, and Debian Packager is also here. Well, 12NS. I'm guessing you're asking if the jailbreak could be paid to help with development. So the thing is, we could make a paid jailbreak, but I think it would be largely pointless, simply because like I guess the reality is, even though we know that most discords don't allow pirating and discussion of piracy, we know that like people pirate anyways, including the jailbreak tool itself. So yeah, I think for the jailbreak tool itself, there probably isn't a point to actually making it paid. Because people who don't want to simply just won't. Yeah. Biggest hurdles for iOS 15. There are actually multiple. So I guess the first one was for code signing. There was some updates to LDIT that were required. Oh wait, that reminds me of another thing. So if you're a tweak developer and you are compiling your tweaks, make sure you update LDIT. Most people should be fine because Taurine can upgrade code signatures if you at least have SHA-256 hashes in your binary. The only issue is that I know some people, Filza, are still running old LDID, so they need to go back and run LDID on their binary to re-sign it with the updated hashes. For Precursor's version of LDID, we highly recommend using that. For Taurine 15, though, it is not necessary. Do keep in mind, though, that if you want to support checkrain on 15 or like checkmate iOS 15, then yes, you absolutely should go and use the precursive build of LDID.
Does Cheyote install Soleil or you're working on a new package manager? Cheyote will install Soleil out of the box. Um, uh, I from the people I know at Zebra team, they're hard at work on Zebra, and again, I can't guarantee it will work immediately at launch, but work is ongoing and it should support either at launch or very soon after launch.
Yeah, Cilio should work out of the box and will be shipped with Coyote. Is it Coyote or Coyote?
Cheyote.
Coyote? Okay.
Cheyote.
Coyote. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell I didn't make this name. So,
Yes.
Aaron.
I'm 3 for 3 on names. Let's be real. Why did I think it is Cheyote? It's ch.
Wait, so why'd you have me say it as Coyote?
I said Che. Did you not hear? I said Che like 3 times.
Okay, it's Cheyote. Okay.
Yeah. I said Che. This is gaslighting. I am being gaslit.
Also, Capped, we do not modify link edit because there's no need to. Modifying link edit would require modifying the binary at disk, which we are highly against, so we do it in memory.
Question from Lily Nia. Does Coolstar normally name the tools, or does everyone vote on a name? Usually, I come up with a really stupid name, and we end up running with it. Coolstar
Yeah,
can confirm that's how it's worked all 3 times.
Yeah, I'm not very good at making names. I think I only named one of the jailbreaks.
Was
No,
that
I think
Electra?
Chimera too. No, I
Okay.
did too. Yeah, it was Electra and Chimera.
Yeah, because I think I shot Odyssey off the cuff, and all of us were
And
just
we
like,
just like
yeah, that
took it and
works.
ran with it. And then we realized that they were all 7 letters, so we just like, okay, we have to stick with it now.
Yeah, the 7 letter thing with Odyssey was like actually a complete accident. And then when it came time to name Taurine, we were like, okay, it has to be 7 letters now. We're
Yeah.
not calling it Electra 15. That would be so confusing.
Also, if anyone calls it Electra 15, crucify them. That's not
Yes.
what we're doing.
From Kling Klang Bleep, what's the meme this time around? Well, telling you that now would just be a spoiler, I'm afraid. You're gonna have to find out at release.
I've already posted the meme of this year.
Oh
Like,
no, okay, I think I forgot to tell you this. I have an even better idea for a meme. I'm just gonna DM it to
oh,
you. We should totally do that.
okay,
I
so I
know,
think
but like think about it, because the one we were
true.
gonna the one we were gonna do is like a year old at this point. This one is like fresh.
Yeah, that's true. I think we could have this as one of the debug screens in addition to yours. But for the
Uh,
themes, definitely the new one we should do.
okay. Question from Matt P12. Why is taurine called what it is? I will 100% be on the level with you. Energy drink. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, all the colors are energy drink puns, and even the tagline is time to get amped. Will Smith, it's not going to be Will Smith, I don't think. I would rather avoid the whole controversy of like you're having someone hit someone else on the front of the jailbreak. While it would be like, I personally think it's kind of funny, some people would probably not find that in good taste. You sound very British. I am very British. I was born and raised here. Minecraft. It's not going to be. Minecraft is a very old meme. I'm not going to tell you what the meme is. It's definitely not going to be Amber Heard Johnny Depp. No, I am not touching that with a 10-foot barge pole.
I think since some people remember was what I was hinting at last year, because that one we were hinting at MKBHD phase last year, but we will probably not be using that.
Hmm.
I don't think MKBHD is gonna be as chill as Linus, so
I don't think he'd reply to the tweet. I'll be 100% honest with you.
he did not. I think I did send a tweet and he never responded.
Yeah, I'm so happy we got Linus to respond last year. That was so fun.
That was amazing.
SpongeBob, is Chimera support being cut after the release of Cheyote? I think it's going to be a term of like end of life, but if there really needs to be an update, it should get updated. Is that right, Star?
Probably one final build of Chimera before we drop it, but that will most likely be the end. I believe Precursus is also ending support for iOS 12. So
What did the UI look like when designing it? I have published it on the Odyssey team Twitter. If you haven't seen that yet, I would highly recommend going there, having a look, and following. I think it was also in announcements. Did I post the tweet in announcements? So okay, yeah. So the article from Mac Rumors was posted in announcements that has the UI in it. I still can't believe Mac Rumors publicly called me a hacker, despite the fact that I only do front end stuff. I found that so funny.
hey, have you not heard of infamous hacker 4chan?
Oh my God.
I know,
Uh,
I hate that too.
Cy Cyclism, do you have any contact line with the Uncover team? Not directly, but I have some mutual friends, and if I ever do need to get a message through to them, I usually do go via those channels. Um, like again, I don't have anything against anyone on Uncover team personally, but we're not close in any way, so I don't really find a need to like have a direct contact line with them.
I do not have any direct contact line with them. Um, I
Yeah.
do have some beef with certain people on their team, so I just do not talk with them.
So thoughts on Ham, you know who? I think I'd hate everyone who's made me look at that image, and I feel like I need to have a shower every time I see it. Um, okay. Yeah, no, to everyone who says this, I'm fully aware that the fruit that the name of the jailbreak is based on looks like a nutsack. I really apologize, but also it's kind of funny. Uh, Jay, I hate you so much. I hate you so much. All right. Admit it was intentional. What was intentional? What are you accusing me of, Abs?
I see development question from Clarity. How did
Oh,
the
the
figure?
nutsack thing. Right. Sorry. Yeah, go on.
Oh, I was answering a question about the Fugu 15 bugs.
Hmm.
Um, they do not influence our development. Um, like so, the only Fugu 15 bug that's been figured out is the core trust bypass, which we are using, but the pack and PPL bypasses we do not have, so we are not relying on them. Like, we could use a Trustcast injection, but we don't have it, so we're making do without it. Also, capped, saying lib LB hook function can't work on stock. Actually, it could. I will probably delve into this later, but you, it would, it would require user intervention, but I have an idea.
Um, check the Mandy's TikTok channel. The greatest idea of all time was just given to us.
Oh, see the other Aaron.
Yep.
Drop the. Okay, now that's a meme that we need to put.
That's okay. 100%. I am adding that to the UI. That is what we're doing.
You know what's a bit of a shame is like last year was awesome that we dropped on April Fool's Day. I don't think we have anything like that this year, but
Yeah. Unless we somehow manage to magically finish the jailbreak within the next week and release it on my birthday, which is not happening. That's yeah.
or I guess we trolled Apple and just like dropped it on the same day as I was 16, but
Beavis, will you guys add any Easter eggs to the jailbreak UI? Yes. We have just decided on a very funny Easter egg we're gonna add, and I really can't wait for you to all see it. Is it confirmed that it will be rootless? As the people that make the jailbreak, yes, we can confirm that it will be rootless.
um
DDoS installer or Saley? I have no idea. I don't have any contact with anyone on Saley. For installer, I believe Dave is listening, and he would probably be best equipped to answer that.
also for more of clarification on rootless, if anyone is wondering about Teamstar's tweets regarding the like ideas for rootfest stuff, if you want an idea about the internal discussion about that, Teamstar is basically like, "Oh, I want to remount Rudafest," and my response to him is just, "No."
I
Yeah,
genuinely think it's like a horrific idea.
I think it's a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
Like,
Will there be a beta test build for beta testers? Yeah, probably, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I think is the answer for that one. Um,
can
uh,
it ever be open source? Our general guidelines for open sourcing is that usually about 6 months or so after we release the jailbreak, we release the source code for it.
Also, with the UI, we might publish the UI earlier. Still not 100% on if when that's going to happen. But it will be announced if if it's just going to be just the UI going public first and then the rest of it later. But that will just be like step by step, basically. If someone were to
Also,
maliciously mount RooterFS, would that result in a brick, or could it be fixed by restoring? So you want to take that one?
Sponge's question is, so I guess first off, if you magically mounted Rudafest, congrats to you because that would be quite an accomplishment in itself.
I'm guessing they mean via Tim Star's method, if that happens.
Potentially. Um,
he doesn't have a
No.
method that wouldn't boot loop.
So basically the deal with rootfs is as long as you don't touch the snapshot, you're gonna be fine. Because the actual file system is not sealed, it's a snapshot that is. Now, the only thing is that if you leave the snapshot intact, as soon as you reboot the device, every single change you made to the file system is gone. It like wipes it out and restores the snapshot. So
Dave says installer should be able to install support the new iOS 15 jailbreak. Probably not at launch, but work on an update as soon as we get our hands on the jailbreak. Yeah, so there's your confirmation for installer, and again for Saley, I don't think any Saley devs are even in the server. But yeah.
and if you were curious, here's confirmation that the jailbreak is rootless. As
If
you can
that
probably notice, the snapshot is still on rootfs, is sealed and read-only. And if I do like which for bash or zsh, you can see that everything now lives in var jb, which is a symlink to private preboot jb. Now for tweak developers, our recommendation is do not use private preboot directly, simply because in iOS 15 we can use private preboot, but we don't know if we can in the future firmware. So if you are using paths in your tweaks, make sure to always use the var jb symlink, because that symlink we can guarantee will always point to the instance of rootless. And if you are linking stuff like in compilation, try to use our paths if possible, just so you can relocate the rootfs anywhere.
Since he says, why don't you guys work with Linus? Linus is a very large media personality. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I could tweet him and be like, we should work together, and he would probably just never reply. Even if I used the Odyssey account to do that, like, it just would not happen. How many iDevices have you killed? I don't think we've killed any. 0
We have
kills so
killed
far.
0. Like, none have been broken.
Did we even kill any the last 2 years?
So for tarring, we didn't kill a device during the beta testing period.
Oh yeah, but we
But
had the whole.
we had the whole like iOS breaking itself with the like user space reboot.
Yeah.
My poor 10s became like my webcam after that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Odyssey. Did I felt like we had one device that needed to be updated at some point, or am I misremembering? I probably not actually. I don't think so. Okay. Beavis, why don't you guys look for your own kernel exploits? I don't know if you know how hard it is to find a kernel exploit on iOS, and I'm presuming this, like it. Let me put it to you this way: if we were to somehow find a kernel exploit ourselves, Star, what's the first thing you would do? Because I think I know the answer.
First thing you would do is sell it to government because they pay the highest.
There you go.
Not
After you sell it, presumably you could wait 90 days and make a jailbreak out of it, but probably not the best idea.
It depends on who you sell it to, I believe. Like,
oh yeah, you could totally sell it and not disclose it to Apple, and that would be.
I
You
believe
sell it, you don't have to wait 90 days. You can just release it. You only have to wait 90 days if you want to get the bounty from Apple.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
or if you want to be a good person.
I was leaning more on the good person thing just to give them a chance to patch it, but yeah.
As I was saying, it depends on who you sell it to, because, like, I guess the top name that gets thrown around is Zerodium, and I guess it's kind of an open secret, but a lot of these, like, companies, quote unquote, that buy exploits are actually just, like, fronts that resell to governments, and I believe if you sell it to them, you are not supposed to disclose it because, the governments, they want to use the exploit to,
Roxina says, has
yeah.
anyone released an exploit without Apple knowing? It's happened a ton, and you've probably used one if you've jailbroken in the past. I think a good example of that is probably 13.5 Uncover was a 0 day, right?
Potentially you've had the exploit without yourself knowing. If you got a sketchy text message from some Middle Eastern in the past.
It was a regression bug. Yeah, that I remember that was. But like back in the days, I think a lot of jailbreaks just straight up use 0 days because they weren't like as valuable back then.
A lot of
Not.
jailbreaks in the past have changed multiple too.
Mm.
I believe the first one to use a single exploit was Pangu 933, which is also the first one that was no longer untethered.
Okay. Checkmate was Checkmate a 0 day?
Not really. It was found because Apple patched it in an iBoot update in iOS 12. Yeah, so people will be able to
Hikaru
reverse engineer the patch.
Hikaru says, "Did you get a warning letter from Apple?" I haven't had no letters from Apple. I
We
don't know
did
about
not
Star.
get a warning letter. The most I've had was them taking pictures of every single slide that we had at TyphoonCon, but that was about
Are you
it.
serious?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. Does it support iPad Pros with M1 chip? The plan is to indeed support every chip that supports those iOS versions.
If you
M1
have an
iPad
M1
Pro,
chip,
yeah.
you may or may not get a waste of sand meme pop up when you jailbreak, but it will be supported. I'm sorry, but an M1 iPad is a waste of sand. It should be in a MacBook.
I mean, if the sand is left over, because I think what they probably did was just like put the lowest bin ones in there, because I feel like you don't really need the clock speed on an iPad. So
Actually,
I,
let's check on that. So if I go to Apple and spec out an M1 iPad,
oh yeah, you can get a 16 gig RAM one, but you have to buy a terabyte or 2 TB of storage.
true. Does it say the spec of the GPU? Because
Yeah, are they
that's
all
what they
7 cores or 8
indicate.
cores?
That's a great question.
Did they not say?
They
Click on tech
do, 8
specs.
core.
Oh, it's
They
8
put
core.
the
There it
bin
is.
M1s in the iPads.
So
Why?
the iPad Pro has a more powerful chip than the laptop you're using,
Correct.
technically.
Freaking stupid.
Yeah. Can you talk a bit about M1 tweak injection? If you guys do that, would that be a Cilio for Mac? I don't think there's any plans for us to do a thing on a Mac thing. I think you were talking
Paleo
about
for
libhook
Mac already
Mac.
exists.
Libhooker for
T-
Mac also already exists. Here, check this out. Libhooker Mac, and there's all the tests.
but yeah, no, I don't think there'd be like an actual like release of that, if I'm not mistaken. Or I don't know if you're
I
planning to do
might.
that.
There might be a one-off just for up to macOS 12.3.1, which has the core trust bug. Cameron's asking if TyphoonCon slides will be available. I believe we should make it available at some point. I guess I shouldn't disclose the reason why it's not public yet, but you will probably find out very shortly.
Hikaru asked, what software did you use to code Taurine? I feel like that's kind of an obvious answer, but for those of you that don't know, Xcode, because you can code it in other stuff and use Xcode build, but it is just a lot less of a pain in the ass to just build things in
You
Xcode for
used
iOS.
Vim.
Yeah, we used Vim for the entire jailbreak.
No, we use Sublime Text.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Actually,
Procursus is made using Vim.
we used Nova. You know the paid freaking text editor for coding. But yeah, no. Yeah, just a rule of thumb: if it's an iOS release, it's probably made in Xcode unless the developer is like certified insane. After the release of Cheyote, will 14.4, 14.8.1 support for Torian be worked on? I don't know if there's an exploit we can use for that, because as far as I know, the exploit Uncover uses is like only allowed to be used in Uncover. Do you know of any
that one's
exploits
not
for that?
even open source.
No, it uses Figure 14.
Oh,
No,
because I
that's up
thought there
to
Which
was like a
14. That is up to 14.5. From
yeah, no, there's a
14.6 to
14.8
14.8,
exploit
it
that
uses a like
uses
private one.
yeah.
I believe we might be able to backport multicast byte copy to iOS 14, though that would definitely require a lot of work.
Just as you were saying that, someone tagged me and said you could backport multicast byte copy. Um. Oh my God, Capta's keeping track of the ETAs. That's glorious.
Someone's keeping track of ETA counts. Oh.
There is a GitHub with 14.8.1 exploit. Please link it. That would be interesting to look at.
been available for a long time.
Really?
I think that one requires you to RDB root, so it could be useful for like devices that have checkmate and the core trust bypass, which I guess like is all checkmate on 14, but
Can you permaban annoying ETAs? I have a wonderful mod team for that, run by the famous local device. And
You mean
he
the
will
guy
be
that's been trolling in chat?
well, no, he banned one annoying person. Unfortunately, he was unbanned immediately after, but he did ban Aaron. Uh, oh wow, this is pretty recent, I think. Don't make me get you banned again, Aaron. Don't make threats you can't keep. Um, yeah. So someone linked the exploit in chat, Star.
oh, that's not a kernel exploit though.
Oh.
If you're talking about the HAXX.
Ah.
It's pronounced thanks.
Oh, one sec. I can fix that. Thanks, Aaron. Actually, yeah, if you click that, it's just gonna send a request. That's not gonna let you join, Aaron. How long till Jay changes his alias again? I think the counter is probably at like 3 more days.
Who is Jay?
Um,
I
the
should
man
show you.
currently known as Device, who has changed his nickname, I believe, 7 times in the time that I've known him.
Oh yeah, I believe someone asked about current Easter eggs. This is not really an Easter egg. This is more of a like feature that a lot of people aren't aware of. This is present in both Odyssey and Turing, and will be also present in Coyote or Cheyote.
Cheyote, yep.
Yeah. So the
Beavis, if you weren't like helpfully contributing so far, I would already have you banned for that, but
okay. So
I'm
some
gonna let
people
you off
might
with a mute.
some
Yeah.
people might be aware of
Hmm.
the blue screen thing that we have that was present in Turing. It
Hmm.
looks like this. But did you know that if you wanted to, you could actually get more details out of this screen? If you create a file on disk called .verbose_bsod, then the blue screen changes from this to something more like this. And
Oh my
yes,
god. This is so
that's a.
cursed.
I know it is so cursed, but if you want more information out of a device crash screen, this is what you can get.
We should make that like green, because like Windows uses green for insider builds.
Oh yeah, for insider builds, we should make that green. B. So if I do like, this is probably gonna look terrible, but okay, I should check the hex
Yeah,
code.
I was gonna say maybe a different shade. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
get the hex code for you. One sec.
yeah,
You
no,
have to
I
do
should
black
check a
text.
different hex code.
No, the Windows Insider one uses white text.
Oh, I got it. Here, let me copy the hex code real quick. Um,
I've got 206120.
I've got 246F24.
I just clicked on the first image on Google.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah, we should make
New
that so
coyote
only
beta.
when you do the verbose one it turns that color.
No, we could do this for the betas.
Oh,
Because,
that is true.
yeah.
But I think for the full release, if we have that for verbose and then blue for the regular, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that also could be.
How is tweak compatibility non-existent currently?
Yes, as of right now, there are 0 tweaks that support Taring 15 as far as we're aware.
Unless
So,
copy paste upstream neofetch into the shell.
yes.
I heard lots of questions about rootless Quake update requirements, so I'll just say it should be very simple. Just change a couple paths in your code, rebuild, and you'll get 2 debs with Theos in the future. And that's it.
Personally, what I would recommend is have a variable in your code that you call like prefix, and in every single path, just append prefix to the start. So that way, when you build for 14, you can just have it be the like normal paths, and then for 15, you just add var JB to the start of it. But I don't know if multicast byte copy actually supports 15.2 beta 1, because I know that Desk does, but Desk is a much like worse bug to exploit than byte copy. 15.2 beta 1 has the like PPL change simply because of those changes, plus the fact that a lot of stuff on Precursus, etc., is not going to work on 15.2 beta 1 because of the set UID changes.
You wouldn't even be able to log in. Root.
The question about emojis, you should probably direct that to the emoji port dev. I believe they put stuff on the root file system and they need to not do that because you can't place files on the root file system anymore.
I believe they only do that for sandbox reasons, which there are other solutions around.
Do we actually enjoy making jailbreaks? I guess it's kind of been an on and off. Admittedly, I do like making the jailbreak a lot more now that I have the M1. Like, I know some people on Twitter were memeing about it, like, oh, Coolstar's asking for an M1 device, but like, it has. I am not kidding. It has actually accelerated development like pretty far already.
Yep.
Like, without the M1, you would likely not see A13 support at all right now. You would only see iPhone 11, or not iPhone 11, iPhone 10 on A11.
Um, for me personally, I think working on jailbreaks has been a very interesting experience because there is one surefire way to gauge if people like something. It is to immediately put it in front of the eyes of like thousands. Make having the changelog for new versions appear inside the app, which I think is a pretty cool development because before, like, you just knew a new version was out, you had no idea what it changed, you had no idea what, like, if you were getting anything from it, but now, you get the changelog straight in the app, you can see what's going on, and it's like last year, it's if you have AltStore installed, it's a one-tap install. If not, it just takes you to the site to download the IPA. Amy, can I design it to follow Yellow Star UI? You can do whatever you want with the next jailbreak, but Cheo, do not touch the Cheyote UI, please.
Question from Big Emerald: why M1 and not recent M2? Um, there's two reasons for that. So one reason is I wanted it to have macOS 12.3.1 or lower. This unfortunately came on 12.3, otherwise I would have downgraded it, because 12.3 has the core trust bug on macOS, which means I could actually take some of the tests from Cheyote and actually run them on macOS. Here, I will demonstrate that real quick. So if I go to the base binaries, you'll see there's a couple of folders here that have test at the end. And I will demonstrate one right here. So this is one that just tests code signing an arbitrary memory page. And you can see it actually targets Mac OS. But even though this code will eventually run on iOS for Target 15. And I can do this because M1 is the exact same architecture as the M1 in the iPad. So I can run this. Now, macOS does have a little quirk with the keychain, but as you can see, it signs a memory page and runs it fine on macOS. So I can be sure it will also work on iOS. This is this is such an order of magnitude faster that because it doesn't matter if M1 compiles faster or not than Intel here. It's that not only does it compile faster, it also means I don't have to bring an iOS device, plug it into the computer, reboot it, run an exploit, see if this works. Oh, if it didn't work, reboot again, test. It just shortens the development time to such an extent that
Self asks, I know you do UI, but have you learned anything from the technical side of things, just from being involved with the develop? Yes, a lot. I, I think Coolstar can kind of attest to this. When I first like started being active in the server, I was pretty much an ETA kid. And within a year, I was doing UI for the jailbreak, and from there, it's just been like a constant learning process. Again, my technical knowledge is not good or amazing, but I am definitely more learned in these things than I was when I started.
I see someone made a comment about 810 support. Um, don't write it off just yet because 810 does work with the desk race exploit, which admittedly is not as good as byte copy, but I wouldn't give it hope just yet because byte copy I believe should work on 810. It's just a matter of fixing it. Though it is also possible it might work on normal 810 simply because my test device does not have a normal A10 chip. It is the iPod Touch 7, which is A10, but I think it works like A9. It's kind of, yeah. Did I ever test on my Pro 10.5? No, I have not, because that is still on iOS 14.
Good night, Amy.
See, someone's asking, will we ever teach how jailbreaks work under the hood? I actually already sort of did that at TyphoonCon, and I believe we will be going to another security conference not too long from now, again, so. What is my iPhone 12 Pro on? It is on 15.1.
Working on iPad 7th generation, that's a 10? That should be fine, I think.
8.10, I think it's a matter of whether the exploit works or not. We would need to check. Also, if you're curious, the device that we were testing on here is the iPad base model 9th generation with the 813 chip. So, for all you YouTubers saying, oh, iPhone 11 was tested. No, no, it was not. This is an iPad. Thank you.
Jesus. Cap, you might want to update your ETA account now. We just had another one.
He left a while ago.
What should... Okay, so this one's to you. What should I be learning if I want to maybe one day try out making a jailbreak. Is there anything specific I should learn, or a specific college course, if any? If you're cool star, learn assembly apparently because sometimes that helps.
Actually has on both iOS 14 and 15. Um, yeah, I know in iOS 14 we had. So in iOS 14, it turns out that actually wasn't necessary, but I did it anyways just because I could. In iOS 15, though, to fix fork, I actually did need to write assembly. Which, oh yeah, that brings another point. If you're a Tweak developer and you need to run shell commands, try to use POSIX spawn, please, because if you are using fork and exec, Apple broke fork on A13 and A12 and up. So, like, please don't use fork because Apple broke it. Now, we did fix it in the jailbreak, but the fix is absolutely cursed. So, please try
It
to
won't
not
stop
use
me.
it.
I will keep using it. I do not care.
Look, I know it's required for precursus, but for everyone else, please don't.
Also, I have another question. Are there any plans to open source Electra 1141?
um, oh, that's a good question. We potentially could, because that's reaching end of life. I need to go back and check on the code though, because I know our code quality certainly improved a lot when I
Wait,
rewrote everything in
reaching?
Odyssey.
Is it still supported?
It is right now, like, simply because
Why?
of the delays with Cheyote.
You just, Procursus won't be supporting iOS 12 once Cheyote really is.
Yes, remember, as I said, as soon as we drop Cheyote, I'm doing one final update for Chimera, and at that point, support will be dropped.
Can you work on running Windows 11 on iPad as your next project? I
No,
can't even begin to describe where the problems start with that one.
like, if you're talking about running Windows on an iPad, your first problem is going to be the bootloader is locked. um,
Problem number two is going to be I don't even know if you can actually get Windows 10 or 11 for ARM builds because aren't they OEM only or has that changed yet?
they are only, but you can get insider builds and update them.
Oh,
Um, I do know there is one person who wants to do a port of Windows to M1 Max, but it will definitely not run on iPads because,
yeah.
like, for running Windows, you would absolutely, definitely need an M1 chip, and iPad has a locked bootloader, so not happening.
Unless you want to run a VM, would a VM work? I think it should, right? It would just be slow
Oh,
as
a
shit,
virtual
but like it
machine,
would
yeah.
work.
Which I believe if you are on an M1 iPad, you probably
Can do that
can run a
already.
VM.
You can do that already with UTM.
Oh, I mean, like, with actual, like, hypervisor instead of the, like, virtualization.
Oh,
So I know there was a post by, it's worth doing badly. I forgot his handle exactly, but he showed that you could actually enable hypervisor on A14 and M1, which is significantly faster than standard UTM, even with JIT.
do you have any A15 devices to test your progress on? I have a 13 mini on 15.5 beta 4. But we are nowhere near that bridge yet. We don't have any 15.1 A15 devices, but I don't think they're different to A14 significantly, so that shouldn't be an issue, right?
A15 does use different offsets, so something changed in A15.
Mhm.
So I can confirm that we will definitely support up to A14, but as of right now, I will not comment on A15 simply because I have noticed some differences that we have not tested quite yet. Also, Cameron, M1 is not A15, M1 is A14.
Yes. M2 is A15.
Am I still planning to release LibHooker Pro? No, I have confirmed a few months ago that we are not doing LibHooker Pro. We could potentially do LibHooker Plus, but then it might not be necessary with Cheyote. So LibHooker Plus might not be a thing for iOS 15. And I guess if you're wondering why, so LibHooker Plus was going to be a jailbreak detection bypass, and the thing is with rootless, I think we might be able to do stuff to stop apps from detecting the jailbreak just built in. So it could be possible that on iOS 15, all you have to do is quite literally go into libhooker settings and say, oh, turn off tweaks in this app, and you potentially should be good to go from there.
Uh, by request, I was asked to say Leo, which is how I pronounce it. I know that's completely incorrect, but apparently that bothers people. So thumbs up.
I call it Cilio.
Yeah, it's Cilio. I've
I
said
call it
Cileo in my head so
Sileo.
many times. I've just I've committed to it and I can't change now, which sucks, but oh well. No one has to hear me say it like out loud too often, so it's okay.
Someone asked me, what do I think of jailbreak YouTubers? I guess the question is, which one? Because I have
Yeah.
different opinions on each YouTuber.
Yeah, GeoSnow, there was some periods where things were not great between us and GeoSnow, but
Where he leaks
thank
private channels.
I
but thankfully
remember
that
that
is
time.
a thing of the past.
No, Saunders, he is the best.
Oh,
Oh
he was
Jesus
We
banned
all
from.
Christ.
support him. I'm on his
Yes.
Patreon.
No,
Hundreds of dollars.
Saunders
Well,
is banned from here, and rightfully so.
You know Saunders
if you
the other
want
day
accurate
tried to
information, that's Saunders.
imply that you tested the jailbreak on a device that like you don't even have, I'm pretty sure.
Which device did he say I tested it on?
I don't even fucking know. That guy just
He
makes
gets
shit
all his
up.
facts from the future.
Let's see.
Someone asked, will I be making libhooker open
Oh,
source?
okay. This is a fun one. One of his videos he posted yesterday was how to downgrade to iOS 15.5 beta 4. That's fine in itself. For upcoming jailbreak, we have not confirmed that is happening. That is like at maybe.
Yes,
And
so the only jailbreak we are confirming is up to 15.1, as you may have noticed from the event name. Oh, and before anyone asks, I commonly also bundle 15.1.1 when I refer to 15.1, because there's really no difference between 15.1 and 15.1.1.
yeah,
So,
whenever Star mentions a point version, usually just assume that bundles the point versions unless she says otherwise.
On a minor and a patch.
Yes. So if she mentions a minor, assume that includes the patches unless stated otherwise.
so as anytime I say 15.1, you can assume that 15.1.1 is also included. Just clarifying that.
I will probably add that to the stage name just so people aren't like too confused.
Okay. About if anyone has questions specifically for me, just ping me. I will not answer.
Okay. Should I do a tweet that we're doing a Q&A?
Wait, but what tweet?
I said, should I tweet that we're doing the Q&A
Oh
on
yeah,
Odyssey?
feel free. I did also make a tweet myself, so you could
I'll just
also
retweet your
retweet
one
that.
then.
Yeah. Oh, someone asks who got the idea to name it Cheyote. That would be Aaron.
Dang it. Yeah, all three of the Jailbreak names so far have been my idea for better or for worse.
Um, Favorite drink. Um, okay, I know I've gotten bullied for this recently because my favorite drinks have changed in the last month, and you could probably imagine why. So, I have a favorite juice drink, which is it's from uh, I believe it's from Thailand actually. It's called Milky. It has like it's a juice drink that has like it either has lychee or it has like some coconut jelly inside it that you have to like chew on when you drink, but it's super good. Um, and my favorite soda now is you actually saw it in a tweet I posted if you were paying attention. It is the Milkies, which I was in South Korea and someone from the Jailbreak community actually who was local to Seoul like had me try one of them and I was just like, okay, that is amazing.
We suspect A15 to be a major hurdle. Also, would having an A15 device on 15.1.1 be helpful? It would, but honestly, I don't think we'd necessarily need a device to ourselves. I feel like we could test on what we have to the point where we're like comfortable with it, and then I'm pretty sure someone in our ring of testers will probably have an A15 device.
Oh, Cameron, are you able to hear me? Um,
Aaron has an A15, so yeah, Aaron will be our guinea pig.
Aaron, go to Amazon and buy a Lightning to USB adapter, the one with the USB 3.0 with power, and also you want to buy the TP-Link UE300.
That's a sure send me money. And you have money. Don't you get paid
Aaron,
for all that
like
Reddit and Discord moderation you do?
it's like a $10 Ethernet adapter. Like it's not like a special cable anymore.
No, I'm saying that because you spend so much time online, you must have money.
Asking which country I'm from. I'm from the United States.
I am from the UK, in case anyone cared.
Someone asked what is my rank in Overwatch. I have not played competitive for months now. Might come as a shock to people. Um, I peaked master rank in Overwatch though. Am I hyped for Overwatch 2? Yes. That is also why I've not played competitive, because I've been playing the Overwatch 2 beta. Um, right. Alright, Aaron, I sent you the link for the TP-Link adapter. How do
How
time zone
do
differences?
um
Oh,
Star can attest to this. I am usually up at like stupid hours, so not really.
I am also up at stupid hours too.
Yeah, there have been times I have woken up at like 8 a.m., which is like midnight for Star, and I've like messaged them about something, and then I've come back to it like a few hours later, messaged her again, and she's still up at like 4 a.m. her time. And vice versa. I think you've messaged me a few times at like 3, 4 a.m., and I've just like responded straight away.
Yeah.
How old are we? I am 23 very soon. Aha, yes, 23, and will be 23
I'm
soon.
24.
Couldn't adapt from AliExpress work? Yeah, no, that cannot. Basically, it's if I'm not mistaken, the like iOS is pretty finicky about what like adapters work for Ethernet. Am I right?
I believe so. And I noticed the TP-Link was the one that people were reporting works, so I just got this one.
Will A10 be supported by the second? I don't know what you mean by second version, but again, we don't.
We'll try to support A10.
Yeah,
We just
like
can't
it's
guarantee
case
it.
by case right now.
Watch asks, are you really boycotting iPhone 14 because USB-C? Um, yes, I
That's a lot of
actually,
assumptions.
but as for me, I did actually get my iPhone 12 Pro's battery replaced recently so that I would be able to skip the iPhone 14.
I on the other hand upgrade every year because I'm on the upgrade plan. So, what is your favorite tweak and why is it App Editor? Actually, my favorite tweak is Thanos fuck. Thank you very much. Shout out Thanos fuck if people remember that.
You mean, have I tried Overwatch 2 beta? What do I think about One Tank? Yes, I have tried Overwatch 2 beta. It is a much better game than Overwatch 1, and I will rest on that in case.
Yes, the West Aaron is also younger than me. I would like to point that out. How many Aarons are there? Well, as you can tell, at least 23. If you go by the other one's Discord tag, then at least 9,999. If I have an iPhone 10 or 15 with the jailbreak work on my phone, again, we are not confirming or denying which device iOS combinations will work right now because we haven't gotten around to like deciding that.
Yes, we will need to do testing before that.
Yes. Um, do you hate Saunders Tech? No, I just don't like him.
I
Hate
personally think
implies
he's
a
a
level of
meme, but
energy that I don't have for him.
I believe
Um,
Saunders Tech is actually banned from this Discord, so.
yes. To be fair, he was banned for running a piracy app citing service.
Oh, yeah, then good riddance.
Um, can I submit UI design for chat? Yeah, just post it in the channel. Fun fact, I actually have fixed my sleep schedule. I wake up like regularly at like 6 a.m. now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's having a job does that to you. It's crazy.
Surprisingly, my sleep schedule's all just like been pretty awful since.
Kermit says I have
Actually,
a
it's
nice
kind of
voice. Thank you very much.
actually it's kind of funny about my sleep schedule. When I was at South Korea, I actually had a fixed sleep schedule when I was there.
Oh, because the
Um,
time zone's so out of whack.
I think it's also probably because they have much better public transit, so I was like constantly outside doing things and running around the city will like make you tired at night. So I guess people from the US will probably understand what I mean. Is that in the US you want to go out and do something, you gotta like get in a car if you even have one. You gotta sit in traffic, and it just like sucks.
Um, let's see. Why not developing Tweak anymore? Kasu time or not being moderate? I honestly would having a Mac now probably make Tweak development easier for you, or what?
It would. I guess the only thing is that like there's not really that many great tweak ideas to come up with. It's like
Yeah. I feel like if you did, it would just be updates to all your current stuff, like what Ventana
yeah,
and
and admittedly
are
like
you still working on classic folders?
um I am, but I don't think there's really much to do in there aside from like keeping it updated for the latest iOS version. Considering like the whole thing of classic folder is just, oh, iOS 6 used to have this folder shape. We just didn't bring that back. But honestly, I've grown past iOS 6 like so long ago that like classic folders is just a thing I just maintain just because it's like, yeah, might as well. It's just one of my flagships at a certain point.
So this says, do you do this often? I don't. I used to do like um Talkward, which was a podcast where I would just like talk with someone from the community for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and do Q&A for the other 15 minutes. That was pretty nice. I don't really do it anymore because there's not really. I feel like I kind of tapped all the resources for that. I kind of peaked when I had Luca on there, and I don't really think there's anything too much interesting they could do now. Um, but yeah, no, Q&A stuff is fun. I don't mind hopping on and doing it every now and then if people were actually interested in that. But I feel like there's like only a certain well of questions you can really ask when it comes to a jailbreak, and I feel like we're getting through most of them right now.
Someone's asked me, has my personal repo become obsolete? Um, I guess functionally it has, because I've not really put anything on there, just because, like, there's not really a point. So if I feel like something's important enough to make, I just, like, it's usually relevant to the jailbreak itself, so I just stick it onto the Odyssey repo. And admittedly, like, half the stuff that was on my personal repo is also, like, been replaced by Precursus, so.
Um,
Opinions on tether downgrades. Um, I don't particularly see the point in that. So I feel like it would be a huge pain to tether boot, but
one person says, hypothetically, if a jailbreak was to come to A13, could we see tweaks that take advantage of OLED and 120 Hz refresh? The hardware physically does not support 120 Hz refresh, so no. If you mean A15, then I'm sure, like, if a tweak somehow exists that would do something for 120 Hz users, that could happen. As for tweaks that take advantage of OLED, I feel like there's a fair few already. One example that comes to mind is probably, I don't know, I think it was called Photon, where it was like Apple watch faces on the iPhone, and that took advantage of OLED. Um, Also, was it someone else asks, was it also to help help prevent people figuring out the name of the jailbreak? Not necessarily. The plan was to just have the name be completely under wraps, and then some entrepreneuring users on this Discord kind of figured out the name because of a Timstar tweet, which was fun. Uh,
Oh yeah, I saw that Teamster tweet, and I saw how people were like deciphering the name from it. I don't know if you saw that, Aaron.
yeah. No, I was the one who sent it to you.
Yeah, I took a look back and I was like, oh, how did these people figure it out? And I was like, oh, because
Yep.
Teamster did such a sloppy job. They're like, oh yeah, this letter has enough spacing for these characters, and they like pieced it out, and was like, dang, that is
It was like,
something.
yeah, it was like actual like private investigator level shit. I was just saying, is this really happening? Is it Tuesday or Tuesday? I say Tuesday with like emphasis on the T, so no, it's not
Oh,
Tuesday, it is
are
Tuesday.
people making fun of British accents?
Yes. Yes, I can say water bottle.
Oh, the typical ones.
Jesus Christ. Will Celio have dark mode? Um, Celio already has a dark mode. Cheo, you can choose black if you want to. So technically, yes. Aluminium. See, that one I say correctly and Americans don't because Americans deliberately misspelled it without an I, and that became how you pronounced it. So, bottle of water. Yeah, none of you guys are gonna trip me. Fuck all of you. Trumpet. Is there a chance we may see some CarPlay tweaks? That would be down to the devs. Uh,
Asked about why it's called libhooker. Um, so I guess something that doesn't get talked about a lot is that libhooker only actually handles uh C functions and like memory patching and finding symbols. The Objective C function like portion and was supposed to be Swift functionality is also was supposed to be in lib blackjack, which so if you actually look on the file system, you'll find there's libhooker and there's lib blackjack, and you can kind of see why it's called that because we were just like, oh, we can't use substrate. Doesn't matter. We'll make our own one with hookers and blackjack, and yeah.
like at one point you were planning something else called lib cocaine as well.
Oh yeah, I think there. I think I was. There is there is also a thing called lib syringe in that is bundled.
Yeah, because you got to get the drugs in there somehow. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Emma was one of the people that helped figure it out. I used 10 pixels to figure out the fourth letter was a Y. Actual insanity.
Really words by a mad person.
Most sane jailbreak community member. Can you say chair in a Spanish accent? No, because I can't do a Spanish accent.
Someone was asking, will I open source libhooker if I leave jailbreaking? Um, it depends because my idea is that libhooker should be like much bigger than iOS and jailbreaking, like both. Um, I do intend to have plans to port libhooker to run on sideloaded apps on jailed iPhones. Now, I will disclose the details for that later on, but um, yes, there's plans to support sideloading apps with tweaks using libhooker. And there's another idea I've had which I've kind of put off forever. I have wanted to port libhooker to 32-bit ARM just so I can I want to make my robot vacuum scream when it hits a wall, but I know it's so stupid, but I kind of want to do it, so.
Have you seen people have combined Hambigner and the Cheyote?
Wait, they've combined what?
Ham, Bigna, and the Cheyote fruit.
I have not seen that.
Jay just posted it in the QA channel.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Someone sent Ham Bigna in the Jailbreak server, and he like DM'd a mod, and he was like, "Can you do something about this?" See ya, Kanji. Um, oh, it was Jay that sent it, wasn't it? Yeah. Uh, does okay. Thoughts on the installer package manager? It exists. I haven't used it since it was like the original version of Installer 5 in beta. I on my own device use either Cilia or Zebra. Um, all I can really say is even having not used it, I can tell you it's better than Cydia right now because Cydia has been practically unusable for me for like 3 iOS versions. I think it
I
goes without
believe
saying that
City.
Coolstar uses Cilia.
Also, I believe that Cydia is most likely not going to work on iOS 15 because of the like rootless changes, and there's no one maintaining Cydia, so
If we install a bad tweak, will our devices get bricked and unusable forever? I mean, one, I don't really know why this is a question because you've been able to do that before. It's not like that's a new thing for iOS 15. Two, it's probably less likely because there's no root access, but I imagine some creative fellow will find a way to do it.
I mean, you don't even need to imagine it. You remember the thing where iOS 15 was like breaking itself even on stock? Like stock
Yeah,
iOS has never had rootfs read write, so
yeah,
that
it,
wasn't
I
hard.
probably worry about Apple first, worry about tweaks later.
Also, I believe if you're constantly installing bad tweaks, you should probably be more worried about tweaks doing malicious stuff, as we've seen recently.
Yeah, my rule of thumb, if you're going to install a tweak and you're not sure, is like look it up on the Jailbreak subreddit, and like if you see a post with a bunch of comments commenting about it, you're probably fine. If not, then maybe ask in the Discord. Beyond that, if no one knows anything about it, probably don't install it unless you know the developer. You're like cutting out, by the way.
Oh, there's one person who is about to get the ban hammer,
Oh yeah,
and
I
it is
think I
done.
saw. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do not blame you. Cam, if you want, I can answer that one. Not really. Uh, Catalan is seen as like a thing over there where like Spanish people don't want them to be independent, and they do, so they don't bother learning Catalan. What's funny is if I had like more notice on the fact we were doing a Q&A, I could probably have reused the talkboard bot because the talkboard bot supports like questions and like ranking people by role.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Thoughts on Meta and why it's so bad? I mean, there's not enough time in the day. Take a shot every time Aaron says talkboard. Are you trying to give people alcohol poisoning, or what do I call cotton candy and traffic cones? I call them cotton candy and traffic cones. Do you guys think like England is like some alternate universe where like everything is named differently?
Someone asked me any contact with Jay Freeman after he left the scene. Um, so here's a funny thing. Back when I was still in university, this was like after Sarek was kind of gone from the scene. He was actually doing a talk at the hackathon I was at, which was like just before COVID happened, and like I think he probably knew I was there, but like right after he finished his speech at the hackathon for like the opening of it, I saw him just like run out the door. That man was running out. Like he did not want to stay in that room for any longer for some reason. Um,
Mr. E says, "Do you know what sunny weather is?" Yes, I've had quite a lot of it over the past 2 weeks. My top three most disliked tweets. That's an interesting one. I don't think I'm about to answer disliked tweaks. Okay, one, as a rule of thumb, I dislike any tweak that lets you quit everything from the app switcher because that reinforces really bad behavior and it's terrible for your battery life and you shouldn't do it. Number two is side down because piracy. Number three is probably Batchomatic because I cannot tell you how many times I've had people go to me like, um, oh yeah, I did a backup with Batchomatic and now my stuff doesn't work properly. I'm just like, yeah, that's on you, bud.
I believe here's a like slightly unconventional tweak request, but like I feel like the stuff that kills all apps, like I believe they could be refined so that because in the current state, if they kill everything, it's completely useless and just reinforces bad habits. So I think if you could like fine grain it, be like, oh, just kill apps that have requested GPS permissions, for example. That could potentially be far more useful because I'll often do that. Like I'll open the app switcher and be like, okay, there's a like Uber or there's Lyft or there's Google Maps. Like just kill those, but leave everything else open. Because like leaving an app running in the background is not gonna drain your battery. In fact, it's gonna drain it more if you kill it. I think pretty much the only exception would be like if an app is backgrounded and using GPS. But so
Aaron asks, is Cephii the source of COVID-19? I can indeed confirm it is, unfortunately. Um, is it normal for my iPad 6 to use like 1 gig of RAM for kernel using checkra? I maybe question mark. I don't know. I keep telling you guys I don't answer technical questions. Um,
if there was an issue on the checkring GitHub where there's like a memory leak in checkring's patches or something, but
um, yeah. So like personally, just tweaks that like back up all of your tweaks and are meant to move them between jailbreaks. Typically, I don't like them. Flashback, which I work on, is kind of an exception because it doesn't back up tweaks directly. It just backs up preferences. Um, okay, have you never used checkra? Okay, I don't use checkra outside of testing for Metal Gears. The last time I used checkra on one of my own devices was probably like to actually use as a. I don't think I ever have. I've always stuck to app-based jailbreaks. Um,
I think the last time I've used checkring, so I guess disclosure, I've never used checkring with the default bootstrap. I've always installed either Chimerain or Odyssey Rain.
yep.
And even then, I think the last time I did was in iOS 14.0 and on a test device, because I've largely stuck to app-based jailbreaks.
Um, okay, just a note, people, please don't ask dumb questions. Like, come on. Also too, I have, like probably there was a time period where I installed and uninstalled the Bootstrap a bunch of times on checkra when I was testing Battle Gears. Okay, I'm going to just start auto muting the word Tim Cook because it's not funny. Um, how easy will it be to port Activator? That would be down to Ryan or whoever is going to update Activator. Um,
It's on iOS 14 correctly, so do we consider each other friends or colleagues? I consider Aaron a friend.
yeah, like we'll typically we'll go to each other if like we have like a little group chat we're in, and we usually do consult like that group chat about personal stuff, both of us. So, yeah.
Will iCleaner work on iOS 15? I don't know. You'd have to ask the developer.
Okay, just as a heads up to all of you, if you are going to ask a question about a tweak, we have no idea. We do not work on those tweaks unless it's a tweak Coolstar makes, in which case I guess feel free to ask, but just like upfront, Ventana probably will be updated. The others are like not sure. Okay.
Do we have any boot ROM exploits hiding under our couch? No.
If I
Why would
had
we?
one, the first you would hear about it is me posting myself holding a stack of money on Instagram. So
Honestly, if I had a boot ROM exploit, I would just hold on to that one. Like, I wouldn't even sell it.
my Insta is 23 Aaron, written out all those words.
Should add you on Insta.
Yes. I should post that more often. I posted like one thing there. I was gonna do reviews on there, and then my MacBook got stolen, and I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like reviewing things, and then I just never got back into it. Thoughts on porting Touring to tvOS? Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, 23 Aaron, all written out as words. So that's TWENTYTHREE, Aaron, AARON.
You should get a
Notifications.
notification from me.
Yeah. Yeah, my watch just went off. Okay, that's a fun one. How many Apple devices do I own? So I'm gonna start listing them. Someone's probably gonna ask me to stop because I have so many. So going just off, I'm just going off the top of my head. I have my Apple Watch Series 6 on my wrist. I have the M1 Pro 14-inch. I have the A12 Apple TV. I have an M1 Mac Mini. I have um, my iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 13 mini, which I won in a competition, iPhone 10, iPhone SE second gen, iPhone SE first gen. I have an Apple TV HD in the living room. I have a HomePod mini in my room. I have a HomePod regular in the living room. I think that's it. Oh, I also have AirPods Pro second gen. And I think that's the list.
I guess if people want to know what Apple devices I have, um, so I guess are we counting current Apple devices only, or including older ones that were discontinued by Apple a while back that I still own?
I included literally everything I own. So like iPhone 10 and SE and stuff.
Okay, so in my case, I have an iPod Touch third generation, an iPhone 4, an iPod Touch fifth generation, iPad Mini first gen. Uh, I've got an iPad Air 2,
Oh,
iPhone
Scott, can I just
6S.
pause you for 1 second?
Yeah.
Anyone who DMs me asking for ETA, I'm going to ban from the server from this point forward. Continue.
We'll continue. Oh yeah, so I was at the iPhone 6S. I also have an iPhone 5S and iPhone 7. The I've got the iPad Pro 10.5, an iPhone 10, iPhone 10s, the iPad Pro 2020, 11-inch, and let's see, what else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, my 12 Pro, the iPad Nice Gen. I've got the Apple Watch Series 0, Series 4, 5. I don't have a Series 5. I have a Series 6 and a Series 7. And of course, this M1 MacBook Air. Oh yeah, I also have an iPod Touch 7th generation. Almost forgot.
Oh, I didn't even count my iPods. I have some iPod Nanos as well. I have an iPod Nano 7th gen and a 3rd gen. Oh, and I also have an iPhone 4 and a 3G laying around somewhere. I think you mean hat? Someone asked if we consider ourselves white or black hackers.
I think
Um,
they forgot the word hat.
they forgot the word hat. I personally consider myself a brown hacker, if that's how we're going, but
I believe that would apply to both of us then.
yes, we are brown hackers. Okay, so to the guy that's complaining, like,
Also, people, please stop asking for Apple TV questions because we will most likely not be supporting Apple TV, as I simply do not have any Apple TVs and don't really have a reason to get one. Nor do
that
I
being
want one.
that also being said, there's like also not much reason to jailbreak an Apple TV. Like, I don't know what you guys are using Apple TVs for that you'd want to jailbreak them. Uh, I've never been using my Apple TV and thought, wow, this would be great if I could jailbreak it and tweak it. Like, I just watch like Disney Plus on it. Like,
I want to
Also,
jailbreak
hi
my.
Hayden. Oh, did Hayden just like walk in and then leave?
yes, he said he wanted to jailbreak Apple TV and then he did.
I don't have one. Don't really have a reason to either, so.
I just found an ETA kid. Don't be an ETA kid.
So, I might look into jailbreaking Apple Watch, but I'm not sure entirely what tweaks could be useful there. Maybe custom watch faces. Um, Personally, honestly, though, I've not really thought of like changing anything much on my watch. It would most likely be something for fun I would do.
Yeah. Um, do you think people think ETA questions are annoying or do people not? I think they're extremely annoying. Picture this. Picture like you're driving somewhere and you have someone in the back seat like every 10 seconds they're asking you if we're like there yet. That's what it feels like to get ETA questions.
Oh, I think you've understated a bit. It'd be more like if you were flying across the sea in a aircraft and someone's like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" For like
Oh
the
yeah, because you
entire
can't
like
even pull over.
days. Yeah.
Also, Abs, you mentioned faking fitness results. You can already do that on the Apple Watch. You can add workouts retroactively, and it will add to your calories and workout minutes, and your stand count as well. So it will cheat all three rings if you want it to. I don't know if Abs is even listening. Is Abs listening? But yeah, no, if you wanted to cheat Apple Watch Fitness, you can do that already pretty easily through the stock stuff. Which you shouldn't do. I don't advise doing it, but you can do it. But the only person you're cheating in your fitness journey is yourself. Have you considered doing your own tweaks? I did
I
consider it for a while. I actually had a really good idea for a tweak, but I hate Objective-C so much, I never bothered like actually making it. Star has made a bunch of tweaks and actually made tweaks before they started doing jailbreaks.
like two of them are still maintained, Ventana and Classic folders.
That is true. I could use Orion to make it in Swift. But yeah, I think for reasons you know, that's probably not going to happen.
I described the process of developing a jailbreak for iOS 15 compared to iOS 14. I guess I'd say each iOS version has its own unique challenges. iOS 15 was definitely one of the harder ones until we got the core trust bypass. Now, we do have another Amphi bypass, which potentially might very well work. It's possible that it was just Elded was broken. Um, so yeah, iOS 15 definitely poses challenges, but I believe we're getting close.
Why does Sam Bigner hate Swift? Because people have preferences, and though those preferences may sometimes be completely wrong, they're entitled to them.
I I guess this is probably an opinion of mine. I think a lot of the people that hate Swift has probably learned Swift the wrong way. Um, I guess I remember when I was trying to initially learn Swift myself back when I was an Objective-C developer. I know initially I was trying to use Swift exactly like Objective-C, and it was not good. Um, but when I ended up learning it the right way, then everything was fine, and I actually ended up really liking Swift.
What language did I first learn? Python. And then Swift. I tried to get into Objective-C, but it just did not stick.
People will probably try to say this is not a real language. My first one was JavaScript.
Hayden is still here. He'll tell you how good I am at Objective-C. Oh my god, I'm not great. Please don't sell people lies.
Who's spelling what?
I said for Hayden to tell people what my skill level with Objective-C is, and he immediately said he's great, he's being humble. Yeah, no. Swift UI I really, really like. Any projects I would make going forward would be in Swift UI. In fact, I think I'm okay to tell people this, but like this is going to be the first Jailbreak UI done in Swift UI, which is I think pretty cool. Oh yeah, Swift UI was like borderline unusable for iOS 13. It was okay-ish on 14. Even now, there's some bits where some stuff is just like needlessly complex, but it is a lot better now than it was at launch. Oh, Rolex. Rolex.
Relax.
Oh no. Abs, you've never even seen me do Objective-C.
So someone brings up that Yes, libhooker configurator was indeed initially written in SwiftUI, but it was completely busted on some firmware, so it was changed back to UIKit.
Liv, who did the design for the chair app? That would be yours truly. And yes, I agree that Uncover is ugly. I really am not into the whole put the output view on the front of the jailbreak for aesthetic reasons thing. Like it just screams like fake nerd to me. So like Taurine and Odyssey, Cheyote will support a log window, but it will just be a popover because I refuse to integrate that into my UI.
Honestly, if you integrated one into the UI, I would reject it until you redesign it without one.
Yeah, you know what? I would be 100% in agreement with you on that.
Yeah.
Can we get a sneak? You know what? Someone asked, can we get a sneak peek of Cheyote themes? I think it would be a nice present to just show people the other two themes I have so far. Give me a second to
Also,
open
someone
it.
asked, why don't we stream development of Cheyote? Because some of the things that we're doing are actual 0 days, and we don't want Apple to watch the stream and take pictures of every 3 seconds of the stream.
Have you ever used Uncover? Yes, I have used Uncover twice. Once was back on iOS 11 before I knew what I was doing, and the other time was on iOS 12, where to this day it was the only jailbreak to have boot looped one of my devices. And it was because of a botched UIKit tools update that I installed before I knew it was botched, and my iPad got boot
Oh,
looped.
was it the one where something they're like straight up ripped off of Chimera's
Yep,
UI kit tools?
yep, that was the one.
You know what's funny is that there were like 2 times that people tried ripping off my stuff in the jailbreak scene. Um, the first one was from Anemone when I implemented font theming back in iOS 9. I don't know if you were around for that, Aaron, or if you heard
I
about it.
was I heard about it like more recently, but like iOS 9, I was like jailbreaking, but I was like not really involved in the community.
Okay. Um, are you aware of
Oh,
Font, which used to be the theming thing back then for themes that people are using?
yeah.
Okay, so I come around in Anemone and I'm like, oh, here's font theming in Anemone, which is like directly competing with Bytefont. And I was like, here's an implementation which is better and safer. And Bytefont decides, oh, let's go and rip off this code and copy it from a disassembler. And next thing you know, they push an update and they botched it and boot looped a ton of people trying to copy me.
Jesus
Um,
Christ. Um,
and a couple years later, Sambinger does that with UIKit tools. And again, boot loops people.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so who is ready for theme number two, which I am calling blackcurrant, even though it's not really blackcurrant colored.
Oh, that looks really nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that one. Um, Also, you tagged the wrong Aaron, Mr. MILF Hunter SEAL Team Rick. Yeah, there you go. I basically, the way I work is I mock things up in Sketch, and then I put them on like device backgrounds to see how they look on a device. And once I'm happy with it and I've gotten some opinions, I then make it in Swift or Swift UI. Okay. Um, and here is theme number three, which I am calling Gala because it is colored like a Gala apple. As you can tell, the themes this year are fruit based.
Wait, you have a strawberry themed one.
Yeah, we can do a strawberry theme one. I was thinking we do. like 4 color themes and maybe 2 or 3 image themes.
Awesome.
So why fruit based? Because Cheyote is a fruit, Aaron. That will be the progress bar. All the jailbreaks so far have had progress bars. This is just the progress bar. But yeah, the thing is even if you don't like any of these three themes, you can still do custom coloring. Have I eaten a Cheyote? No, I have not eaten a Cheyote.
Just
That will
watch
not.
as like I'm gonna call someone out here. Justin Prologues or something.
Oh,
I guess that's
Peru.
his name. Justin Prue.
Yeah.
He's just watch. He's gonna make a Belle Delphine theme and run it. I already know. Absolute simp.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to message him. Um, is there any option to unjailbreak device? Yes. As with every year, there will be a rootfs option. Will it have a verbose output option with the progress bar? No. When you choose the verbose option, it will immediately take over your display because verbose output and pretty UI are not two things that go together.
Have a not center. As a matter of fact, it already does.
Is Chair going to be paid? No. When is there a dark mode for Celio? It exists already.